Good evening. This is Harbs. How are you? Anyone have any questions? I think we could have done a better job with the game this evening. Yes. Hi. Good evening. Yes. This is our new thing, Beltway 95 Sports. Those are just another fun way to be active in sports. Any questions for the game? At least I didn't mess up tonight. Even though we didn't take the 3 points, we actually won this time, despite me. So, any questions out there? Any updates? Mark Andrews was injured this evening. Right shoulder. Gus the Bus actually was injured as well. Took him out of the game under review. So hopefully he'll be fine the rest of the season. Yes. A win is a win. We did better than I thought we would do. The Buccaneers aren't the same as they used to, but at least we held on to the game tonight and didn't let it slip away. I'm very impressed by the defense. Been doing great. Lamar started out a little slow, but the guys grew towards the third quarter of the game. Hopefully, Gus the Bus will be able to come back. We're going to need him down the stretch. Our next game is in New Orleans. I know I've taken a lot of flack a couple of weeks for not taking points and causing the team to lose. And many of you out there believe that I've lost the locker room. No way. They said that about 2012, and look what happened. Super Bowl, baby. I don't expect anything up this year, too. Hopefully Mark is not gonna miss out too many games, but his right shoulder injury. Team doctors will let us know for sure tomorrow. He was questionable for a knee injury as well, but he did play well a few snaps that he got. But that's the NFL. Things happen. Any questions out there? Let me check this out. I'm gonna try to do this every Tuesday evening around about 7. And then we'll have virtual Lamar on Thursdays. Yes, it was a great win. Any win against Tom Brady was a great win. We managed to hold on in the fourth quarter, not let this game slip away like we usually do. Which I'm so proud of the team this time around. But I said wait till next game. We made the rest up. Hopefully put on a good show in New Orleans and come out with a win. Yes. pretty good. How is Mark? Right now, the team doctors are still looking at Mark because the game just wrapped up. Hopefully, it's nothing serious. He did have a foot injury earlier, which would have kept him out of the game, but he didn't end up playing. So hopefully, it's nothing serious. If we have to go without Mark against New Orleans, he's have a little longer rest period, and after that, we'll be on our bye. So as far as how is Mark, we don't know right now. So hopefully everything will be alright for the next game. But like I said, what a great win for the team. Likely really showed off tonight. We have high hopes for him. He did a tremendous job. Lamar was a little bit of, I would say, rusty or shaky in the first half, but we got it together during the second half. We just had to, come up with a different game plan. We try to start off faster than we normally would do, but these last few weeks have been tough for us. And we got New Orleans coming up, and after that we had to bye, and hopefully we rest up. Yes, that's a pretty good question as well. But this is our session. We'll do it for an hour. Any questions out there? So we have fun. Virtual labs. Yes, we won the best we can. We said this team is really special. Hopefully, this win, actually last week's win, can spark something new. Everyone says we have an easy season, but there's no such thing as easy in the NFL. The team held it together tonight, yes. Wall Street and hustle. Yes, the team did hold it together. Everyone knows we have a bend, don't break attitude. And it was great to have the 10th anniversary of the Super Bowl championship team last week against Cleveland. And hopefully those guys can rub off on these players. We have a great core. And hopefully, we can push into something special for this season, just like 10 years ago, 2012. Yes. I'm just happy for the win. I don't think that the team's second loss, actually the first half, knows will occur into us this season. We're still working out the kinks of some plays. We still have some significant injuries on offense and defense. Coming up with different plays and is week from week. The NFL is a week-to-week league. You can be ranked the top team, in preseason, don't mean that's going to carry to the regular season. And especially one extra game on 17 this season. But we're going to need our key players. And definitely, if we don't get Mark back, he will definitely be missed. I definitely can see that, you know. Yes. I still think he's a great man. We're trying as hard as we can to put on a great product every season. Just like any other team is trying to do. We have some mistakes, but that's just the NFL. Yeah, we just try to have fun here. Like, we went to Wall Street, had a question. It was, we did, you know, the team did hold together tonight. Very proud of the team. Like I said, we try to take questions this week, virtual harbs. At least I didn't mess it up tonight. We won. That's all I did that matters. I didn't mess it up. I think when we didn't go for the 3, of course, you know, lots of me trying to draw them offside, but unfortunately we didn't. Grateful that those 3 points they ended up costing us the game. But here, like we said, we ask questions from the people on Facebook and YouTube, and it's just a new way to have fun with sports. This is, like I said, virtual reality harbs. It was a great game. We didn't lose, you know. We held it together, you know. And the last these games that we lost, we have really let a lot slip towards the end. So, you know, keeping a bend not break attitude, and you know that's the great thing about this team. We try, never give up. Yeah, so yeah, we've done pretty good in this team. So. team could end up easily losing this game, but we end up fighting and actually winning this thing. And a lot of issues towards the fourth quarter, but we end up pulling it off. So I guess that's the only thing that really matters at the end of the day. Surprised about that. Yes. So I think it's better. It's like best. What do you guys think? Oh yeah, definitely. They changed the whole thing on that, so.
I don't think so. Sorry, everybody. We're trying to get this together here, but like I said, the Ravens, they normally they blow it in the fourth quarter, and at least they held on to it. So you know nobody can really blame Hobbs this time, even though he didn't go for the 3 points. I was upset about that part, but um, I think the Ravens really wanted to draw the Bucks off sides, but and try to go for the 7 because you're playing against the greatest quarterback in history. So I can't really blame Hobbs for that, but those 3 points could have cost us. Um, and the missed field goal by Tuck. I mean, that was a 61-yard field goal that got blocked eventually, but um, even the GOAT had some bad times, bad off nights. Fortunately for us, we got a weak schedule. We got New Orleans coming up. Fortunately, we played tonight Thursday, so we have a couple more days of rest. And then after that, we got the bye. So hopefully, we'll get a lot of players back. Now, my issue is with Staley. I know he's basically been gone for over a year and a half, and then Gus hasn't played in 2 years. He also, Gus the Bus got injured tonight. They carried him off towards the end of the game. There's no update as far as I know right now what his injury is. Hopefully it's just nothing too serious for somebody that's been off for virtually 2 years. And last week he did, have a great game against Cleveland. I hate to see him revert back to his injury. Even though we do have a weak schedule, it's still the NFL. Anybody can beat at any Sunday. I said a lot of people know my uncle, Captain Defense. Try to reach out to him to get him on this new thing too. So, but I'm just happy for a win. That's basically it because even though we have great expectations for this season, anything can happen with this team. But also, likely he had a great game tonight, so you're starting to see the new crop of Ravens step up. I think that we also had with the 2012 Super Bowl team that was in the stadium last week. We ended up getting to the stadium early. Normally, I get there with my uncle, Captain Defense. I get there early with him, and he normally leaves his seat and he walks around the stadium. So, go to see Ray Lewis there and Ed Reed and see a lot of the other players, Ray Rice as well. Hopefully, with the speech and contact with the newer players, they can kind of get them, hyped up and know if you put in the hard work, it's a long season, that you'll end up getting to where you want to go at. But I myself, like I said, Mark Andrews had a right shoulder injury, so hopefully it's nothing too serious. Because we definitely gonna need Mark Andrews, but I am proud of a lot of the young players. They step up for Lamar. Looking on Twitter and Facebook, a lot of people complain about Lamar's a bum and he can't play and Lamar doesn't know what he's doing. Lamar is human, just like anybody else. You have a great day, a great game one day, not so good game the next. I know, Lamar's from Florida, and he had a lot of extra pressure on him with a lot of family members in the crowd, And I don't know if anybody knows or not, when Likely ran one of his touchdowns or into the touchdowns, whatever. There was, I guess the event staff, the guys that have like the yellow shirt that sit right by the end zone, I guess to keep fans from coming onto the field. And it was one kid, he was so excited to see the Ravens score, and he's doing the fist pump and everything. And I'm trying to figure out if the Buccaneers gonna fire him tomorrow morning because that really looked bad for them. Um, so for me, I used to be a paramedic for Washington football team, and when we would have a game, one thing we're told, you cannot let Dan Snyder catch you cheering for another team because he will really get into you like that. Yes, so where it is guys work for the fire department, work for the sports teams. If you work for the Ravens as the medics and the Washington football team, so yes, but I'm just glad to have a win. A win is a win for us, and we desperately need to build this momentum because there's this short window. There's a very short window of winning because Lamar, he's gonna get paid. I believe that toward the end of the season, I'm not saying because it's schedule-wise, we have a lot of weak teams ahead of us. I think Lamar's gonna put up some great numbers. And I think the Ravens gonna pay him, which means gonna be less money to get other talent around him. But fortunately, we do have a lot of people under contract. So we have that short window. Normally, if you're an NFL team and you got your core, you have that 5-year window to get to the Super Bowl. And if you look at the Ravens 2012 team, it was right at the end of that 5-year run from 2008. That 2008 to now 2012 was the end of that 5-year run. And I believe that the Ravens I believe in the third year of their 5-year run because they're gonna have to pay Lamar, and there's no way around that. Lamar's a better quarterback than a lot of people give him credit for, and sometimes we forget that this is a sports team. It's a team, so you just can't blame everything on one person because that's just not the way things work, especially when it comes to sports teams. So now look here, of course, Bateman was ruled out with his foot injury. And we had linebacker Squirrel Burnett was out. Of course, that's for the Bucks. But I also, I think we're a little bit spoiled here in Ravens Nation because the team continuously win. I mean, we like any team have an up and down season, but for the most part, we win most of the time. And all of us had these different conversations about, why the team struggled. Those wins, we should actually be 8-0, I guess, right now. The defense just broke down, especially in that Miami game. That was really embarrassing because we had such a great lead leading into, I think we only had under 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And I think we had a 3-score lead, and to give that up, it's like the defense just went in the corner and just disappeared. I know that the offense played an important role in that because they couldn't sustain drives. We looked at tonight versus Cleveland. We know that Tampa Bay is not Tampa Bay what they usually be with Tom Brady. They've been off key for a while now. Maybe this is Tom Brady's last ride. But you play or play the team that's on your schedule, it's a win. Win is a win. It's a pretty good win. It's a decent win against I would say, a quality team. New Orleans, I haven't been studying New Orleans, so I don't really know what their situation is. Last time I remember, Jameson was out. So hopefully, we can carry this momentum against New Orleans. Like I said, the rest of the way, we have that bye, and the rest of the team should be, I guess, fairly easy. The only next winning team we have is against Bengals, and that's towards the end of the season. And that's always a tough win against them. They always play us tough. I do say this. I do see us getting into the playoffs. With the division, we'll get the 4th seed. Those losses we had against pretty good teams, the 3 losses that we had, you could say we should have won those games, and hopefully we'll learn from that. But still, that the defense does move as the offense move, because the offense can't sustain drives. You're going to keep putting the defense on short fields, and they're going to tire themselves out, and they're not going to be able to keep up with the offenses, shut people down anymore. So hopefully with this, I think we're getting a break at the right time, because now, like I said, this New Orleans game, it should be a win. Who knows? We could get this win, and then rest up for the bye. Like I said, my number one concern is Ronnie Staley. He had, in my opinion, maybe 1.5 or 2 year good season, which got him paid, and hadn't shown up since then. And he's injury prone. I've heard talks of maybe football's not in his heart. Who knows? But you never know. Sometimes you look at it whereas though like if you're a regular citizen and you go to work, and you're like, okay, I'm not making enough money to take care of my needs, and you get that big huge raise, that promotion that you always wanted. Now you have all this extra money, and now you're not as motivated anymore because now you don't have that struggle. You're not in struggle mode anymore, and you're not hungry anymore. And players are no different than anybody else because they make a large amount of money than anybody else do. But you're a young kid. And you're getting in the league, and you're not used to that money, and you're hungry. And a lot of us think that a lot of players come into the league making a lot of money. A lot of that money is not guaranteed. It's structured the way the deals are structured a certain way, and they don't really make money until their second contract. So they try to stay as healthy as they can to get to the second contract, to get the big money. And what happens when most players get that big money, they don't have that drive anymore to I guess perform anymore. And going around the Owings Mills area, a lot of players live in Owings Mills, and going to one winning drive and being around some players, and when you get that money, you have about a car, you get the house, whatever. And most players, they have 2 houses. They have one here in the Baltimore area where they're from. They stay here during the season, and they go to wherever they're from. So when they have that, some kind of less, not all, but some kind of less, because we're all human. There are days when people go to work and they don't feel like working. Even though you got paid, you still don't feel like working. Just like a football player, you might show up. I don't feel like playing. I don't feel like playing hard. I got family issues. I got health issues. I got certain issues that are on my mind is more important than playing that day, and I might take a few plays off. just like anybody else on the other side of the coin, you go to work. Sometimes you feel like working, sometimes you don't feel like working. You got family issues you got to deal with, you bring it to work, and you're like, oh, I don't feel like working, I'm just here. And it's just like playing sports because it's all on your body. Depends on how your mental and your body, physical and mental feel on that day. Um, but I just think that Lamar is a unique player because he's really transformed this whole entire team because it's not just the play on the field, but he's changed the whole perception of this team to make this a national team where you have people in different parts of the country buying Ravens jersey, Ravens merchandise that wasn't doing that beforehand, and international media as well. You look at how the Cowboys established as the America's team because I think Jerry Jones has his own endorsement deal separate from the NFL, whereas though he can go market his Cowboy jersey in England, overseas, in Mexico, and certain other countries, and people look at that and they recognize the Cowboys automatically. So when they get over here in the States, that becomes their number one team, and that makes the Dallas Cowboys franchise very most coveted financial franchise in the NFL. Um, and I look at the two coins. We're very fortunate to be here as far as Ravens fans, but you know, the Ravens are just that team, that organization that keeps trying to improve itself. Every season, they have a certain connection with the fan base, and I say this personally. You know, I've reached out to the Ravens several times, and then you know they never have a problem with calling me back or doing anything that I'm involved with, especially when it comes to children with special needs. I've reached out to the Washington football team. They normally take their time. They're not really um, conducive to the fan base at all. It's more, it's they really don't have that kind of connection with the community as you would say the Ravens would. Intimate community, intimate connection because they can call you and not get any media attention at all when another certain team in the area they only do things when it's on a spotlight on them. Um, but like I said, Lamar, I he but I can't even say anything about the first half of play. Sometimes I think he rushes. Sometimes I think, I'm not a quarterback, so I can't say this offhand. I just hate when I see a lot of channels, um, people claim to be experts. They want to be Mark Berman or they want to be John Madden, and they claim to be experts and they try to be ESPN, and that's not what these channels are about. Any information I give you, you can definitely Google it or get it before I can ever even post any of this stuff. It's just bringing a different flavor, um, a different content to people to make it more exciting, make it more fun, because you guys can go anywhere and get the news from anywhere else, and that's why I try to be different than the other channels. It's something fairly new to me. Just trying to create a family and be more active, interactive, and like the virtual Hobbs, and we'll have virtual Lamar probably every Thursdays, and then we'll have talk to a ref, whereas though we'll have somebody speak as if they're the ref. You ask them questions and build up a conversation that way. And we also do game night as well. And what this is, Beltway 95 Sports, is a community. It's the DMV, Baltimore, Washington, Virginia area sports, from the Ravens, the Orioles, to the Washington football team, Nationals, the Capitals, the Wizards, University of Maryland, Virginia Tech, my HBCUs, It's about the DMV family is creating this big family, um, and hopefully using the proceeds and everything from the channel to help assist and sustain children with also special needs. Um, so I say anybody out there is new to it, if you feel like subscribing, that'd be a great appreciated for me. I know a lot of people that do these contests always say, well, hit subscribe and help me with my channel, but they never subscribe to you. So it's lopsided. If anybody subscribe to Beltway 95 Sports, they're definitely going to subscribe back to you. I don't understand how a lot of channels, they don't really give anything. They just want you to subscribe and follow them, and they're not really giving you information you can't find anywhere else. Probably a lot more accurate and faster than what they can put it out. But here it's just a community based channel. So what we try to do is build a family here. So yeah. So that's what. So we have a lot of projects coming out here. We got a partnership. Drake, not the football player Drake, but actually the rapper Drake. So I guess this is what his OVO collection is, whatever. So this will be doing it for children with special needs. We have a OJ Big Dance project coming up as well. It'll be on Fox 45. I know my uncle, Captain Defense, he normally comes up here and does game day predictions. His cause is children as well, cancer survivor. He's actually my mother's older brother. So this is about building family and culture for just to help children with special needs. So much appreciated. Like I said, I might seem a little bit nervous because it's the first time I'm ever doing this thing, but I want to be different than other channels because I think a lot of channels don't really offer anybody anything. But and if it's fair enough, you can subscribe to other people's channel all day long, but they won't subscribe to you. And I don't think that's an even exchange when you're trying to build a community. But the Ravens, I can't say one way or the other. They got to win tonight. Hopefully it'll spark something. Who knows? Lamar, and I gotta say this because Lamar has a lot of pressure on him because he doesn't have an agent. His mom is agent because they keep that money in house, but it's got to be a lot of pressure on him because I guess a lot of people think that a lot of players who get in the league, they get a lot of money. Of course, quarterbacks like Lamar, they get some guaranteed money, but you think about if they get reported having $7 million deal, which probably 3.5 is guaranteed, but you got to think about the agent's cut. If they're playing in the state of Maryland, they got to pay state taxes on it, federal taxes, so half of that money is gone already. And then you think about all the other expenses that they have, expenses that we don't even know about. So that second contract is Lamar's bread and butter, other than his outside interest in, because everything he does outside of football really reflects on the football, the playing part, on the playing aspect of it. So he has a lot of pressure on him, and he's probably thinking more than he would normally think about plays and trying to put on the show every time he touches the ball, and get that huge payday that he deserves, because he definitely has changed the trajectory of this team. Me being a fan since 1996, I also was a fan of the Colts. The Colts really wasn't that exciting when I was a kid, and they ended up leaving in 1984, and I'll be honest, none of us were really all that upset at all because Memorial Stadium was a dump. But since the Ravens been here in '96, they really transformed what Baltimore is. Those 2 years, every try to get a franchise and always got turned down, and to finally get a real team. Now we did have the CFL team. The Baltimore Stallions. They did win a Grey Cup. And actually, OJ Bagance was actually on that team. So OJ has a championship ring with the Stallions and the Ravens as well. And I'm not mistaken. I know Baltimore did have a USFL championship as well. They used to be a Philadelphia team. They ended up moving to Baltimore. So I believe that's somewhere between 1985, I believe. So just to say that, this is a great team. Hopefully we'll do something with this win. We got a fairly easy schedule coming up. I just hope that we really do something well with this team because I'm sorry, I think it's about to get unplugged. I just hopefully we'll do something with the team as well. But I think we'll probably end up. I think my battery's running low on this thing, so I appreciate you guys, anybody that watches. I think that fits me, but who knows? It was still pretty decent win tonight. I'm just glad. Always think the Hobbs mess up at the end of the game. In my opinion, a lot of people think we should have took those 3 points, but we should have took those 3 points. But a win is a win. I know he played more cautious against Brady. His Tom can pretty much do anything. So you definitely have to make sure that you leave enough for that. So. Yeah, I really think that was a halfway decent win. So, yeah. I think it's time to wrap this bad boy up. Like I said, if anybody's still out there listening, we still gonna try to do Tuesdays and Thursdays. We'll do virtual WR. And we got virtual hubs here. So it'll be like the full screen. So listen to him, ask questions. But, so that would actually end up being with the content. But all I can say is that we won, and that's all that matters. Like that's when you look at the realm of things. But Ours didn't mess it up this time. So I don't even know why this thing is even running slow. Like I said, looking at and talking to some of the players around town, especially a lot of them live in these mills, Um, um, there's a lot of excitement around this team. Um, even though we supposedly have a weak schedule, um, I hopefully that really, I can't even say if I see anything special coming on down the road, but I do believe that that we will top spot. Hopefully, even if we win our division, that's normally the fourth seed. Um, uh, Buffalo, I can see them kind of slowing down towards the end of the season. Of course, you know, Patrick Mahomes is always going to be in there. Yeah. Um, I don't know what their schedule is like right now, so I have to actually look that up. But I I think with Lamar, he will find a way to calm down or slow things down in his game. Um, I think he'll find a way. Cause I know the contract negotiations really got way heavy on him. Um, it would me, and you can really see that on the field. But I think that Lamar will find a way to kind of put that in the back of his mind and really say, you know what, I'm just gonna put this out of the back of my head and try to slow things in my mind. And I know he's probably been talking to Joe. Everybody knows Joe Flacco was in the same situation right before the Super Bowl run when Joe bet on himself. And I know he still talks to Joe from time to time and try to get some advice there. Um, there's a lot of pressure on this young man. Look at the comments about how bad Lamar is. He thinks he's not a good quarterback. He's sorry the Ravens should sign somebody else. And I don't believe that at all. He's just, one of the top stars that have a lot of pressure on him. Um, this young man has a lot of pressure on him to perform, and you're in that contract situation, and like I said again, a lot of people think that the players have a lot of money coming into the league, and it's just not that way. Whatever you get is half of it gone. More than half of it is gone. Um, that second contract is really where you really make your money. Um, so you know, and that's like I said that he's gonna make his money, and I think that he's gonna make his mark in the league. Um, a lot of teams wish they had a Lamar Jackson problem. Look at Pittsburgh, and of course, only thing it will be a screw team by the time we play them next. Um, of course, your boy back off his suspension, um, and and what about the future for this team? Because Cleveland is going to be a much better team was in the season and into next season. Having a better quarterback, they're going to build around him. Of course, Cleveland has a lot of free money to add additional players. Um, and I think that's kind of one of the reasons why the Ravens hesitate on giving Lamar a huge contract, because they know that the other teams, especially Pittsburgh, not right now. I don't think they have their answer at quarterback right now, but chasing Cincinnati and chasing Cleveland, they're gonna need money for additional free agents to stay viable in the seasons to come. Um, and I know they don't want to go top heavy. Who knows what the NFL contract will budget next season. So who knows about that? But I just think that that Lamar is really thinking a lot. We have new players on the team that's overrunning, plays and not doing a lot to help him. His security blanket, Mark Andrews, is his right shoulder, and I know he had a knee problem as well. Hopefully, Mark might take next game off against New Orleans and then go on to get rest up. Mark's a pretty tough guy. He's gonna do what he has to do or can do to, show up for the team. Now Gus Edwards, like I said, this guy's virtually had played football in 2 years. He had a great game against Cleveland, but maybe just a little too much for him tonight. So hopefully, he'll probably sit out next game as well in New Orleans and rest up after the bye, and we'll do that second half push. But I'm gonna get out of here, close this down. As you guys new to this channel we call Beltway 95 Sports. It's about the whole DMV. If you consider subscribing, I really appreciate it. We're trying to grow this channel. It's about giving back, and coming up with a lot of different concepts to make this thing called sports fun. Don't want to be just like a regular channel you might see anywhere else, but we add a lot of different variants, a lot of different creativity to the channel, and have a lot of different connections with different sports teams and bring different perception. Maybe check out some of the videos that we already have. I think we have like 160 some videos already. Like I said, with these channels, we're not going to give you any information you can't get off of ESPN or Sports Center. It's just all providing entertainment. That's all what this is all about. Providing entertainment, fun, and as the channel grows, more people you get, the more fun you have, and so we're trying to take it to that level. But I want you guys to be safe. Be careful out there. And we'll catch you on my next episode about NFL Sports. Like I said, we'll try to do this every Tuesday, Thursday. So it'll be virtual Harbs will be on Tuesday, and virtual Lamar will be on Thursdays. So we actually have a mock trial for Dan Snyder coming up on probably the next few days episode, because we have virtual Dan for Washington football team fans out there. So we're gonna do a mock trial. So we'll probably fans and we have jewelry on into the video. If you catch out the Lamar trial video that we did last year up in the video section, you can take a look at that. So the verse would be same idea as that. It's going to be more interactive this time, where it'll be actually live and people can voice comments and things like that. So we're interacting with the video, but it'll be live. So if you want, check out some of the videos about when they find sports. It's just a different concepts. Like I said, a lot of channels, I think they try to be too much to be like ESPN or Sports Center, and believe me, there's nothing we can give you that you can't get off of ESPN or your television or on your cell phone, whatever. Just for providing entertainment and giving back. With this channel, you know, if you're subscribed to Baltimore Sports, we're subscribing back to you. This is the way it is. And that's the fairness. If you subscribe to somebody's channel and like I said, I'm fairly new to this, they get monetized, they're making money off of you, so but they never subscribe back to you, they never give anything really. I have some channels that they charge people $2 for some exclusive content, which is absolutely nothing. But that's just the way this channel's gonna roll from now on. It's about community. But we do cover all the teams, the Ravens, the Orioles. We did a project for the Orioles with Adam Jones in 2014 when they won the National League East with my son. And like I said, we have a few more projects coming up now. But I know I'm talking my butt off, but I know you guys gotta get up in the morning and get some sleep. Like I said, you guys be safe out there. And this is I guess the end of this episode of Black Sports. You guys be safe out there. Go Ravens would win. A little bit rocky in the beginning, but you know, men don't break, so they didn't lose this time. So thank you. You guys be safe.